Organize your cell phones. Organize your damn cell phones. I'm John Norgrove. This is Wife. We're here. Howdy doody. I say that, right? Howdy doody?
I've never heard you say that. Literally ever.
No, I've never said it before. This is the first time any brown man has ever said howdy doody. So there you go. You're welcome. First. Or whatever. So, we are here for another review, Jive.
Yep.
This time we watched last night Artemis Fowl. The live-action Disney Plus movie. I'm going to read you the thing, and then we're going to talk about it. So, Artemis Fowl is a 12-year-old genius and descendant of a long line of criminal masterminds. He soon finds himself in an epic battle against a race of powerful underground fairies who may be behind his father's disappearance.
I mean, that's pretty accurate to what happened, I guess.
This is Dame Judi Dench, Josh Gad, Nonso Anonzi, who I fucking love. Mm-hmm. Who's his dad? Why is his dad not
Colin Farrell was his dad.
Yeah. And Colin Farrell was his dad. And then the kids, they were good. You know, Artemis and the little girl and the fairy one. Whatever. The elf one. Who cares? Listen, man. Okay, so I know from what I've seen, although I haven't watched a review on the internet, like, a lot of people have a lot of emotions about this because they read the book. I've never read the books, so I don't have
the books.
All those emotions. Tell us about them below. Yeah. I don't have those emotions.
And in general, we, in order to lessen the depression of seeing a book turn into a movie and it's not as good as the book, we have stopped reading a book before watching the movie or the TV show.
If we can.
Instead, there's some we can't.
Sometimes we read the book and then like 5 years later they're making a movie.
We're gonna make a movie. And that happened with Nosferatu. They're like, hey, we're gonna do a TV show, and we're like, oh boy.
Yeah. We will do a Nosferatu review.
Yeah.
That's just wait until Christmas time because that's a Christmas story. Yeah.
So usually we watch whatever it is and then read the book.
Yeah.
Because you're only going up there. You're generally not going.
I don't know that I have any desire to read the book
I don't know that I really have a desire to read the book. It seems pretty...
This was very...
It felt very rushed.
This movie was if a Disney Channel movie from like the early 2000s had the budget of right now's Marvel movies. Yeah. Right? With right now's technology. So it's like the graphics were fucking phenomenal. And like the costume design and like the fairy world and like all of that, it was awesome. And they're they're talking about the Tuatha and they're going to the land of the Fae, and there's all this kind of stuff. It was so good. There's so much good in this, but also like
it felt incredibly rushed.
The end of the movie
incredibly rushed.
Literally ruins the rest of the movie, right? Because you have this huge build-up where he's this genius, and his characterization is just like he knows some stuff and he's a bit of a prick. But like a bunch of people say that he's a genius. Everybody's just like, he's a genius. He's a genius.
But like he doesn't really show us how he's a genius unless that's what the surfing scene meant.
Well, I think the idea is that, like, the whole of the plot is him, like, engineering outcomes and stuff, but I don't know.
It didn't come across.
It didn't really come across that he was a genius. I mean, overall, I honestly think that even though the stars of the movie were the three kids, Artemis Fowl, Butler's daughter, and,
the fairy girl.
I honestly think that the four adults are the ones that fucking.
I think the adults are definitely the ones that carried the movie.
Held this motherfucker up.
Are you trying to tell me that four well-accomplished actors carried the movie?
Amazing actors carried this movie starring a bunch of fucking punk kids? I mean, like, the kids did a good job, but it almost felt as though they wrote this movie for the adult characters.
Yeah.
And the kids are just in it. Like, the whole movie, like, I expected the movie, right? I don't really know what the books are about, but, like, I know enough. And, like, we, saw the trailer and whatever the fuck. And it felt like this was gonna be that, like, what's that, like, kids spies, like Spy Kids? You remember Spy Kids?
Yeah.
If you remember that shit. Like, it felt like it was gonna be Spy Kids, which is like, Spy Kids was like the kids doing all the badass stuff, and like occasionally, Antonio Banderas would pop in and do something badass, and then it's the kids again, right?
Yeah.
Like I was expecting that level of like the children are just fucking superheroes. Who cares?
Yeah,
which
it was not that.
I'm totally okay with. And in reality, I actually think that Spy Kids did a pretty good job with making it child focused. But this movie really felt like they just didn't do a good job writing the kids.
Yeah.
I mean, the daughter, Butler's daughter, like, honestly doesn't get very many lines.
No, she really doesn't.
Most of the time when you see her, she's just, like, up on the thing, and then saying a thing into the radio. You know, or whatever, and you're just like, I think, again, maybe a little too much focus on CGI and not enough focus on fucking story.
Yeah. It did feel like they really cut a lot of story out of this.
Yeah.
Without seeing the book, I can't really tell how
so much time if they didn't fucking every 5 minutes cut to Josh Gad's
who was great,
motherfucking explaining the movie, goddamn narrating over here.
Yeah, there was a lot of.
It was good, right? He is amazing.
Yeah.
This movie was amazing. Fuck all of those goddamn chickens, especially Ted. Fuck you, Ted. But like, it's still, it made the children feel like an afterthought. It made everything they do feel like, first Josh is going to tell us what they did.
Then we get to see.
Then it's
but
gonna
then we also get to see the reporters tell us what they did.
Even
and then
the
we also
movies
get
was
to see
more
characters
like badass
say,
children's focus.
Yeah.
I mean, I felt like the kids just weren't badass enough.
And
which
the
is
effects
kind of
were
fucked
cool,
up.
and some of the lore behind it was cool, but overall, I felt like it was like this much substance crammed into this much movie.
Yeah.
And it just felt like a lot of like empty space.
Yeah, it really was. It was just, I mean, it was very like Lord of the Rings had great CG, like had big landscapes of you know, kingdoms and shit. Let's just do that.
Yeah.
We'll write a story around it, you know? I would imagine and I've never read the book, but again, I would imagine if the book was written like the movie, then the books wouldn't be so popular. So...
Yeah. Although, that said, after watching the movie, I have not really any interest to read the book.
No, I mean, you know what?
Yeah.
Maybe
the movie ruined it. Maybe it didn't.
Yeah.
I don't really know.
You know, like, I don't know, maybe if it's on a deal, like, I'll pick up the audiobook on Amazon or whatever. But, like, in reality, there was nothing with enough substance in it to be like, oh, that's really interesting.
Yeah, it was nice to look at.
Like, it was nice to look at,
and it was a good, like,
there was nothing. I mean, like, so the main bad guy's plot. And I don't want to get into spoilers, but like the main bad guy's plot, fucking definitely doesn't get resolved, right?
Exactly.
And because they clearly want to make more movies. Like, we've all seen Disney movies. They make 20 of them.
Yeah.
But like it, I didn't even get enough of the bad guy's plot to like fucking care at all.
Also,
or
the bad guy
shitty elf
sounded
guy.
like
who cares?
The bad guy sounded way too much like Gollum for me, and I could not handle my shit.
Yeah, they put like a little too much voice modulation on him.
I'm okay with voice modulation, but it was too Gollum-y.
Yeah.
Too much Gollum.
I mean, I think overall the best character and my favorite character in this movie is Judi Dench, named Judi Dench.
Oh, of course.
She was
fantastic.
Up to here with your shit about literally everything. It was fucking
so
best. She'd just be like standing there doing some stuff or like talking to somebody and like somebody would fucking charge at her with some heat and she's just like, none of that shit. Just fucking deflect it, back to her business.
Yeah.
It was gangster. It was so good.
Yeah.
The Centaur Man was just fucking creepy.
It was creepy.
Some of the CGI was like weird.
Yeah, some of it was a little too like conceptual. In general, I would say that the idea behind this movie was
like
great.
A solid rough draft.
But the execution behind what happened with the script and with the movie itself left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, it was like a lowest common denominator child action Tuatha De Danann story,
oh my gosh.
Which is like super depressing because there's so much you can do
It's like if Michael Bay did a kids movie, basically.
I mean, yeah.
It's like the kids version of
explosions, but like it was close. It was real close to the right amount of explosions.
I mean, overall, I would give this like a 2 or like a 3.
I'll give it a 3 out of 5.
It wasn't
bad.
awful.
I enjoyed it while we were watching it.
It was nice while it was on. It felt like binge watching like the first half of a TV show.
Yeah, it really.
Like a season
I mean,
of a
it
TV
really
show.
like everything was very drawn out until like the last 10 minutes, and then they're just like, all right, we're gonna do this, this, and this, and then this, and this happens, and we're done. Hey, we're done. We don't have to worry about it no more.
Yeah.
Like everything just sort of nicely wraps up in a bow. Also, they do so fucking much explaining as opposed to just showing you. Like, it's just absurd. Not only do they have a narrator, but they also have literally every character being like, look at this over here. It's called a refrigerator. And they're just like as you know, what is that? Like, I think that's the same.
Yeah, it was as you know.
As you know, this device does this shit.
Emails.
Like you're like get the fuck out of here with that. Nobody talks like that.
It was too much.
But so they had Josh Gad's doing this narrator thing, which was actually amazing. I mean, it's a little like late 90s, but whatever. But like he did a really good job with it. But then they also have this, as you know, that's the hot water.
Yep.
We're just gonna let it happen. Hot water dance break. I don't know how long the song goes. Okay, we're back. Sorry, we were heating up water in our silly sci-fi water heater. Our water heater and our dryer sing to us. It's a weird house.
It's a very strange thing. Yeah.
Anywho, so you have your narrators, you have your, per my last email, internal conversations, but then you also have fucking news reporters
and like news articles that
and like newspaper articles and shit, just like constantly, like the news reporter being like, he just came back from the thing that blah blah, and you're like,
okay,
I've fucking seen that shit, dog. Why are you explaining it to me?
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like if they cut like 75% of the like words narrating, fucking describing shit to me out, and they instead use that time to show maybe one or two of the things that are like, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is this? I mean, like, I feel like at the same time, this movie was made for people who read the book, and also definitely gonna piss off people who read the book.
Yeah, maybe.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's what this is for. So, I it's not that great. It's not that bad. Whatever.
Did
if
you
you have
watch
Disney
it?
Plus, watch
Let
it.
us know what you
Did
think.
you read the book?
Did you read the book?
What's the differences? Should we read the book? I mean, we have Audible. We can do that shit.
Let us know.
But yeah. So either way, this was a short boy. I've been John Norgrove. This is Wife. This is Review Jive. We watched whatever that fucking movie's called.
Artemis Fowl.
Artemis Fowl.
He has not remembered the name literally any time we have talked about it.
I don't know. I'm just not into it. I don't fucking care. Yeah. He's fucking hot trash Johnny Bravo.
Ooh, ouch. All right, well, we'll see you later.
We'll catch you guys on the flip side. Oh, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, do all that kind of shit.
Oh, yeah, do all those things.
You out.